Hello? Immediately forgets to unmute. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Hi, I'm Miao. For anyone who does not know. Anyway, I'm really nervous for some reason. I don't know why. It might be the coffee. Who knows? I'm like kind of anxious. I was like sitting in my office and I was like, man, I don't know why, but like, I want to stream because I have a lot of shit to do. But at the same time, I feel like I'm gonna explode. So today's obviously gonna be a great day. Anywho, today we'll be working on more Alien Stage Photocards. I am working on Sua right now. I started her like over the weekend after I finish Mizi, and I actually would love to show you guys because I haven't posted it anywhere. But for Mizi, this is the Mizi. Oh, that's not it. Hello, where's her? Pause. This is not Mizi. Hold on. It is Mizi, but I think it's in another folder. Is the actual one with the correct hair? Oh no. Oh yes. Okay. This is the Mizi art, the final. I ended up redoing it almost entirely off stream. I didn't like how the line art looked originally, so I decided, I was like, alright, I'm just gonna start over. I'm just gonna freaking redo all the line art and use thinner line art and just like clean it up a little bit. And I'm a lot more satisfied with this. But it kind of goes to show, like, sometimes, even though I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend, like, infinite time on something because I'm like, oh, you know, it's like I have so much other stuff to do and I just want this to be, like, kind of casual, but, you know, at the end of the day, if you rush too much, you might not like it. So I ended up basically redrawing Mizi, like, 4 times total, but that's okay. I'm very pleased with the result. I do think I kind of like achieved what I wanted to do, which was kind of integrating more like softer proportions that I used with chibis, and then using a thinner line art to kind of make it push it towards like a more illustration style and blah 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 blah. And here we are, yay! So right now I'm working on Sua. I'm struggling. I was really struggling with trying to get her eye shape right. Guys, I really think, like, downturned eyes are so cute. I think they're so pretty, and there's not enough VTubers with downturned eyes. Like the droopy, very, like, sleepy eyes. I think they're really cute. So, this is what I ended up with. I don't know if I have, like, folders with the other shapes of eyes that I ended up, trying out. I think maybe, like, this was my original, and I was like, I don't feel like this is right, and then I like redid it a few times, and I like kind of changed the head to tilt up a little bit, and then just tried to make it more like to emphasize the droop and like lower her lashes a little bit, and I felt like that worked out really well. So right now I'm just like doing the sketch of like the actual sketch, and what is this? Oh, I see. Okay. And right now I'm like, if I zoom into the eyes, I was basically just trying to figure out how many like lashes I want to do. And my conclusion, what the fuck is this layer? Okay, wait, this and this. This and this layer go together. Oh, I see. I made a oopsie. It should be these two. This isn't the old layer. Okay. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna just put this shit in a folder. This was the original eye shape, and that's the head shape, so I'm gonna stick all this into a folder, and then we'll start on the next section. Which I started doing an outline on this one, but I'm gonna start over because I started this on my iPad and I wasn't loving it. I wasn't super loving it, but now I'm gonna lock in, guys. I'm gonna fucking lock in and it's gonna be good, okay? I was also struggling with her hair. I found a few references of Sua, and there's like kind of a variety of how straight her hair is. But I think her hair is actually relatively straight, but when there's any kind of movement, her hair kind of goes a lot, like blows in the wind quite a lot. So I really like this one artwork I had found. I don't know if it's an official piece or not, but she looks so precious and sweet, so I was like, I'll use this one as like the reference for the hair. So let me, yes, okay. I think for the most part too, Sua has got like is relatively symmetrical. I have to flip all these images because all of these have her facing left for some reason. But I'm gonna flip it because it's almost the same except for the like brand on her, so. Alright. Is there something that I'm missing? What the? Why is there like additional strands? Oh, I think I made her hair longer on my original sketch and I was like not pleased with that. Okay. Okay. So let me think. I have put up my own reference of, or not my own reference, my own Mizi piece onto my reference sheet just because I feel like it'll help keep consistency with just like the artwork between pieces. They're not gonna be obviously like the same, but I think it's helpful to try to keep the consistency of the line art the same. So that's my plan. I'm also trying to figure out how I want to shape her bangs. Happy National Black Cat Appreciation Day. Thank you! Yeah! I know it's not like super obvious, but yeah, I am a black cat. Cause I've got purple hair. But yeah, I'm canonically a black cat. I thought that was cute. I saw it this morning and I was like, I want to do art for this. And I was like, no, Miao, you have so much other shit you gotta do. So I was like looking through my folder of all the fan art that I've had and like commissions, and I saw the one by Nico and I was like, perfect. And it's me wearing the amiguru, like Nekomimi suit? Nekomimi? No. What are they fucking called? Kirugumi? Kirugumi? The onesie? It's like that. I don't know what they're called. All the things are stuck in my head. Amigurumi is like the crochet animals. And I've been looking at bead versions of those recently, so I think that was like the first word in my head. But I think it's like kirugumi or something. Cannot remember. Okay. Okay, let's see how to do this. So I kind of want to draw this where she has her headband showing a little bit, and then she'll have like small hair vents coming from the top where her hair overlays it. So kind of like this, I feel, but it's not quite the shape I'm looking for. Okay, how do I want to do this? So, if she's got little hair vents. I'm also really sleepy today. For the past several days, I've had this kind of, I don't know, it's a habit. Some people think it's normal because, like, I don't know, I used to be more of a morning person, but I'm definitely not anymore. But I would go to sleep, you know, anywhere around like 1 to 3 a.m. depending on what's going on, and I've been waking up at like 7 or 8 almost every single day, and I can't fall back to sleep. So today I was able to sleep in until like 9-ish, but the issue is I was able to for the past 2 nights, but that's only because I was doing a lot of social stuff, and so I'm just really exhausted, which is, I think, a very different, you know, reasoning for being exhausted. But I guess it helped with getting myself to go back to sleep, but holy, I'm still recovering from the amount of socializing that happened this past weekend. I really am very introverted. I need like 3 to 5 business days to recover after hanging out with people. Like, I think I can push myself through hanging out, because I was with a few friends, and one of them is kind of like me, where he survives off of like lots of naps and needs it to survive the day, and he's like, oh, I can't really do like 2 social gatherings in a row, or like my maximum is 2. I was like, that's kind of real. I kind of relate to that. I think 2 is like also pushing it for me, but I can do it. But I realize that I'm a little bit better about actually pushing myself through, even if I'm really tired, or exhausted from like spending time with people and stuff, than he is, because I think he like actually just starts like fading from existence. But the thing is, as soon as I hit the emergency supply of energy, where it's like, okay, well, I gotta dip into my own reserves, I'm really tired, but I gotta push through because we're still hanging out, we're still doing things, then it requires like 2 to 3 times more recovery time. That's why when I come back from cons, it's so embarrassing. I'll like sleep for anywhere between like 18 to 20 hours. Not consecutively. Sometimes consecutively. My record is definitely consecutively. However, not normally. I'm not normally like sleeping that long. But for example, after not off Kai, it was after Impulse Bay, I was like staying with Kuno's family, and I woke up at like noon, and their family's all like early birds, including Kuno. I'm not. Woke up at like noon, and then we hung out, we went downtown, and we did a bunch of stuff, and then we came back, and I was like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go take a nap while they all went to go work out. And I just hear Kuno downstairs being like, yeah, Miao's fine, they just sleep a lot. It's because they're really tired from the con. Like, this is normal. I think their record's like 18, and I'm like, no, it's 22. And he's like, I guess it's 22. Miao just sleeps a lot. Cat IRL. I'm like, yeah, I just need to sleep. I just need the recovery time. So the longer a con is, the more exhausted I'm gonna be. And so yeah, I was so tired. It was not it. Yeah. Gotta recharge back up the social battery. Yeah, I know. And then like, to recover from the back-to-back conventions of like off-Kai into or Bay Area into off-Kai, I was not having it. I was way too tired. It's like, I can't do this. I don't know how people manage to socialize that much for that long, but not me. I cannot. I realize I'm getting confused because of how the hair looks. 1 second. I flipped my images, and so I'm like, why does it look wrong? Okay, I fixed it. But yeah, I'm definitely got like cat sleeping hours. I definitely take lots of freaking naps. I hit my social limit relatively fast. I think part of it too, I think I hit my social limit relatively fast too, because like if anyone's ever met me or seen me at a convention, I'm pretty outgoing. Like I have a very different social personality than I do when I'm like, it's just me, or if it's just like the people I'm really close to. And like my social personality is very outgoing and a lot more energetic. But that means I burn through my social battery way faster. I don't know if anyone else has this experience. I've only really met like one or two other people who are like that, where like you would never guess that we're introverts who just like burn out, and it burns all our energy to hang out with people. But we're not like shy, we're just introverted, right? So we're more than happy to spend time with people, but then that also just means we're gonna be super exhausted after. So one of my closest friends is like that too, which is how we ended up getting to know each other really well, because we would basically just use each other as an excuse to like sneak out of a party or like some event or something to like, because we're just like fucking tired. It's like that was just our dynamic. So yeah, I end up burning through social battery because I just try to be like social, like very, very outgoing and stuff. But I realize that's part of the reason why I get into trouble. And by trouble, I mean, okay, here's the thing. I was talking to a bunch of friends about this in general, and I have a really, really bad, like radar for realizing people are like hitting on me or whatever, right? And this just applies to anything and everywhere. I just never assume that, because it's not something that really goes through my own head ever. Even like, you know, when I was single and whatever, it just doesn't really cross my mind. I'm never one to assume. But I realize that I think a lot of people, and I think anyone in customer service has probably at least experienced this once, where people think that I'm being flirty when I'm just being nice, and nice in a very appeasing way, because I'm like doing customer service, for example. And so especially because I'm in a work environment, like for me, like cons are work, right? So I'm not really thinking of dating, romantic things and whatever. But yeah, it's gotten me into quite a bit of trouble as a result. One of my favorite things to say is like, I love off-kai. I love going to off-kai because no one there cares about me. They're there for their oshis. And I have no need and desire to compete with their oshis. That makes me so happy, because then I'm like, they're not here for me. It doesn't matter what I'm looking like or what I'm doing. They're here because they're here to support their oshi, and that's hype. That's great for me. I don't even have to think about it. Best shit. Yeah, so, but that's not always the case with other cons, you know? Like, I remember Fanime. This was a few years ago. This is Fanime, and I think I've told this, like, multiple of these stories before. But Fanime, I think part of the thing is it's, like, partially a party con, and then they also have, like, speed dating and stuff. I think some people are a lot more interested in, like, the social, and even, like, romantic social, or whatever social component of it. And so I experienced way more than I wanted to at Off-Kai for that, and I was like, not down. I'm not Off-Kai, Fanime. I was at Off-Kai for the first time last month, had a blast with some good friends of mine. Personally enjoyed it way better than TwitchCon. I like Off-Kai is probably one of my favorite conventions. I've done maybe like 50 unique conventions, I would say. I don't know the actual number. I've done a lot of conventions over the years, right? And although TwitchCon is not a bad con, I think they treat you really well in terms of like the fact that they give you a 10x10 space, they give you like electricity, they give you all these things that I think are really, really nice and like very premium experience for the artist alley. It's also, I think TwitchCon is 4 days, right? Is it 3 or 4? I feel like it might be 4, but I'm not sure. TwitchCon is just long. And I think at TwitchCon, there's a lot of IRL streamers and a lot of people who are less respectful about like privacy and stuff, versus at Off-Kai, people are kind of aware and like very respectful of the fact that some people don't want to be on some people don't want to be on camera, and like for example, I don't want to be on camera, so yeah, If someone wants to take a picture with me, that is fine. But I would like to be the one holding the camera and that kind of thing. You know, I don't. When people are trying to take pictures of the booth, I like duck under the booth and people laugh, but I'm like, I just do not want to be in the picture at all. Like that's not what I want. It's 2 days in EU and 3 in NA. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember. I've gone twice to TwitchCon for tabling. Yippee has Okai staff for 2 years running the social media account. I'm happy for the glazing. We have a lot of rules for recording and live streaming too. Yeah, exactly. And people are, like, the attendees are super understanding and, like, polite about people who are like, yeah, I don't want to be in pictures. Like, I'm not, like, please don't get me in the photo. And if you're like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's totally okay. People aren't weird about it. But with TwitchCon, the issue is that there's so many people who are live streaming and will just shove a fucking camera in your face. And I really dislike that. Comes with the VTuber culture, it's kind of peak. I agree. Yeah, that's what I love about Offkai. I think I mean, there's a lot of things, right, that I really like about Offkai in terms of best convention. Offkai is probably one of the only conventions I would still go to as, like, an attendee. I'm pretty burned out from conventions otherwise. I haven't really gone to attend a convention for fun in a long time. For the first time I went to a convention for fun. It was actually the day of setup of Offkai. I went to San Diego Comic-Con for day one, which, by the way, that was like such an insane like experience, doing basically 3 cons in a week and flying back and forth between like LA, San Diego, Bay Area. It was a disaster, but regardless, like I went to Comic-Con and I was like very overwhelmed, very overstimulated. It was just too much, right? And I was like, yeah, this is why I haven't attended a convention for fun since 2019. It's been a lot of years. I've always just gone for work, and I think for me, that's enough. Like, the experiences I seek out of conventions, I can get through working. But with Offkai, I find it a lot more enjoyable just, like, going, and like, there's a lot more things, and like definitely there's things that I don't get to do at Offkai because I'm a vendor and I have to be worried about when I go back to sleep and stuff like that, because then that'll just mean I'm exhausted. But like as a result, you know, I would not mind just going as an attendee to Offkai, and I can't really say the same for other conventions. So I think that says a lot about Offkai and, you know, the quality of the convention itself and whatever. So yeah, I'm huge props to Offkai staff for making it great. I have I know a few people who are on staff, and I think everyone's been super dedicated to making the convention be a good experience for people. So it still has the element of like new convention or like smaller convention that is still run by fans versus something being like very corporate like Anime Expo. So I really like that component as well. Yeah, Anime Expo, I'd honestly never go back if it wasn't for the fact I go as industry/VTuber. Yeah. Also, I just realized I wanted to move my chat and shit. Hold up. I forgot I was gonna move stuff, so then I could also show you guys the whole canvas. There's like a few changes that I made to my setup, but I just kind of forgot. Here, let me see. New window. Let me, oops. How do I do this? Okay. Let me try to get this up. Window capture. Okay, hold up. Is it this one? Okay. I wanted to put this here so you could see it. And then I was gonna move my chat. Please hold, y'all. And then where is my chat? Chat, where is it? Maybe I'll move chat here. I'll have to fix the like cropping of it because it's going off the screen now, but whatever, it's fine. I'll just do this for now. Alright, cool. Oh, I made it disappear. Oh no. What happened to CSP? What happened? Oh, okay, here. There we go. All right, there, we're good. So hopefully you can actually see like the whole canvas of what I'm working on. So it looks like this. Yay! Yippee! I like that con if enough friends decide to make it out there. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I missed. I never go as attendee again. It's gross. ALA is pretty homely / community run though. I like that con enough friends decide to make it out there. I have opinions about ALA. I've had not super great experiences at ALA personally, but that's just like a me thing, I think. And also like the time in which I went to ALA, I think was another component of it. So yeah, your polkas are so cute. Oh, thank you. I'm working really hard. I'm trying. Here, do you want to see my Mizi? This is my Mizi. So I'm working on Sewer right now, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of ALA, but I don't think it's a bad con at the same time. I think the con's actually pretty decent. Yeah, but I think it's just not for me. I think part of ALA is the party culture, and that's just not me. Kind of what I was saying earlier. I'm not really that kind of person for socializing and partying and stuff. That's the big thing. Yes. That's another thing. ALA is way too long. I can't. Guys, 3 days is really pushing it for me. ALA is 4 days. Dude, I can't do that. Oh, God. Ugh. It's too much, guys. I don't have the stamina. This is what I mean by it's a me problem. It's just so many days. So that's just one of the reasons why I also don't apply to ALA. And also I had a pretty bad experience for ALA the year that I went a few years ago. But I think it was a particularly unique situation for anyone who went that year. So that was like, it just made my decision easier to not go. But again, like it was, I think, a matter of circumstance. Yeah. Hello. I also haven't paid to be at ALA for like 10 years now, so I'm biased in joining it, I guess. I have 2 outlets for work as press, and we get to interview a bunch of people, so it's fun. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that like, I think part of why I would always prefer to go to a con as for work is partially because my ticket is included in my expensive ass table, and you know, there's a lot of benefits that come from working at the con, whether that be as a vendor, artist, or like staff. So you know, that's like a big part of it too. Yeah, I think part of it is like for like Comic-Con, when I went to SDCC, I felt like my enjoyment of the con did not match the amount of, how do I say it? Like, it definitely did not match the price I paid, you know? And like, I had a whole conversation with Jake about this actually, because I think it's very interesting. There's a whole thing about like comparing the cost to value ratio of experiences, or just things in general. And experiences, in my opinion, tend to be higher in value, regardless of cost. However, things like Comic-Con or places that are really, really crowded get very quickly just like knocked down the ladder in terms of value for me. And Comic-Con is really, really crowded. It's definitely, I think, better than Anime Expo in terms of crowd control and stuff, but for AX, unfortunately, the bar is on the floor, so that's not really saying much. Yeah, and then a big point we were making too is that a lot, like the biggest, I think, value to price ratio is like video games. Video games, the amount of hours you get from a game typically will way, in enjoyment will way outscale the price you paid for it. Because like, you know, it's a experience, it's a commercialized experience, and a commercialized, maybe not commercialized, it's a, how do I say it? I'm not remembering words, guys. I'm too ESL for this. I'm too tired to ESL. My professors in my program are probably gonna like bonk me on the head if they ever knew I'm forgetting all these words. It's not a commodity, it's not commercial, it's just like readily available, lots of the fuck. What the fuck is my brain? What's the word for when you like an item for purchase? Consumable? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that. You know, like you get something that's like relatively cheap and it's like mass produced, essentially, and then you get huge value out of it. So you get the price of a mass produced good, and then but it's an experience. So the price to value again is like very high. And I think that's one of the big reasons too why indie games kind of like really took off in the past few years, because holy moly, do indie games, because of the price of them, is like substantially lower than a AAA game, and typically a lot of love goes into them, so the experience is very high. Yeah, I just think about that a lot. I think about like how much value comes out of like playing video games and stuff. And this has always been like my thing, you know, as someone who did not grow up in like a very affluent or wealthy family, you know, I really enjoyed the amount of love and, you know, amount of entertainment I got from playing a video game. So yeah. I'm not happy with how this looks, this part. I want to make her, I want her to make her bangs like show up a little bit more. Ooh. But yeah, I think cons is one of those things where the value you get out of the experience is so variable depending on, you know, the con and what you want from a convention, which is why I'm saying, like, I think unfortunately, or I don't know, maybe other people have different opinions, but but that's why I think Offkai is probably, I would say, one of the few cons where I think the value of it is very high still. Hello, Brad. Thank you for the resub. How are you doing today? Yeah, so yeah, I would still go to Offkai as an attendee if I didn't get in. I was literally about to do that this year. I was gonna go as an attendee. You know, if not for the fact that Kuna was able to get in. How are you doing today? I'm sleepy. I'm so sleepy. I'm drinking coffee right now. It's half calf. I try not to drink full caffeine coffee. That's not good for my heart. Oh my gosh. I had a cardiologist appointment tomorrow. But this whole thing happened with my insurance, and so I was about to call them and have to like reschedule it. But then they called me this morning at 8 a.m. and were like, "Hi, actually your doctor's out of office tomorrow, so can we reschedule?" And I was like, holy shit. I'm kind of glad that the doctor rescheduled, because otherwise I'd have to pay like a within 24 hours rescheduling fee. But because it was the doctor's fault and not mine, I didn't have to pay the penalty. So that was kind of W for me. Honestly, Offkai is like so niche TBH and so too many oomps. Yeah, there were so many people that I didn't get to see at Offkai this year because I spent a lot of time with a small handful of people for a few reasons, but like I spent a lot of my time with Mogu and Mako, and I'm really happy that I did, because I miss them a lot. And I would say they're two of the people I'm probably closest to in the VTubing space right now, in terms of like people who are very active and I talk to. I would still say like there's a few people that I am close to in the VTubing space, but I know them through other means, and so therefore I wouldn't really inherently consider them in the same bubble. But in terms of people I met through VTubing and I'm friends with, I would definitely say Mogu and Mako are that. And so I just, my decision to spend that time with them was very explicit. I just was like, I know I have to do work, but on top of that, any extra free time, I'm like basically reserving for you guys. If you want to do something, I'm so down. I never get to see you guys, so yeah. So I didn't end up seeing a lot of other like mutuals and stuff though. Like I never got to see Blur. I think Blur was here. Who else? Who else I didn't get to see? I didn't get to see Raki. Man, there was a lot of people. I found out later too that like we were like saw each other in passing but didn't even realize it, you know? I have such bad face blindness. Like I have a hard time, even though I have really, really good visualization and photographic memory. I don't process people's faces unless I'm staring at them. And even then, sometimes I don't even process that that's a person I know. So like that's happened to me so many times and it's so embarrassing. It doesn't matter how close I am to people. It just fucking goes over my head. It's so embarrassing. But yeah, this is kind of steak too juicy, lobster too buttery moment, but I actually had too many friends flying in for Offkai. I actually could not see everyone because my volunteer schedule. Yeah, exactly. I basically had like a similar thing. But at the same time, I didn't really go out of my way to schedule too much aside from, you know, what I meant to schedule with the other people. Because I try to keep my schedule relatively open for any like spontaneous hang out, want to do something kind of thing, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with how my experience turned out. I really enjoyed this Offkai. So yeah. But I do think like what I was saying earlier, the downside of when you work an event, there's a lot of things that you end up missing out on because you don't have the same amount of time to invest into whatever it is, you know, like whether that being going to like certain panels that you'd want to see or spending as much time in Artist Alley or whatever it is. And I think one of those things includes like seeing people that, you know, you would want to normally see. So yeah, I find that like definitely one of the harder downsides. I'm lucky Raki stole my jacket because I ran into her outside the con and she was cold and then we split. So she had to leave it with an oomph in San Jose and now I had to get it back at some point. I'm really sad I didn't get to see her. I'm actually okay, guys. Can I say something really embarrassing? So I met Raki 2 years ago at Offkai, but I met her on an iPad, and she kind of like her and her handler kind of hid out at my booth for a little while, and we were chatting and whatnot. And so we're mutuals on Twitter, but I DM her like an occasional raccoon meme, and that's about it. And that's about my entire relationship with her. I'm just too shy to like reach out in that way. She was very, very sweet to let me design her signature for her, but I was too shy to reach out and be like, "Hi, I have stickers for you of you. I drew you. I would like to say hi and give you some, but I'm too shy. So I didn't reach out, and so I never got to see her. And now I'm like, Miao, you're so fucking stupid. Why can't you just say hi to people? And I was like, I don't want to bother people. I think that's more of what it is. I think instead of saying like shy, because I don't think I'm like inherently, I would not say I'm as shy as like other people are when they say they're shy. I do think I have like an amount of social anxiety, but I think the bigger thing is, and maybe that's tied to the social anxiety part, is that I don't want to inconvenience like anybody. I don't want to be a bother to anybody. I don't want to inconvenience anyone. So that includes like reaching out to people to be like, hey, can you go out of your way, or can I go out of my way to go like do something, give something to you or whatever? And I'm like, Miao, you need to fucking lock in, man. She's just fucking DM people. It's not like we weren't talking at all because I was designing her signature. It's not like we weren't even talking. I'm just stupid. Oh my god. I worked with her for 3 productions as a videographer and hosted her for 2 concerts. That's so exciting. Yeah, I would love to meet Raki one day. That is something that has been like kind of top of mind for a little while. Yeah, because I think she's really sweet. I really, really liked her and her content for quite a long time, actually. Before I like robot met her. Because she's really into like musicals and stuff, and I was like, oh, W theater kid. So that made me very happy. And like I remember stumbling across her stream one day, and she was doing like a musicals karaoke. So yeah, that's kind of where hold on. Where it kind of started in terms of me, like, being interested in her as a person and a VTuber and whatever. I'm shy too, TBH, but I have the audacity. I usually at mixers and usually I love starting the business card dance and then we all would network to each other, but usually reading the room as long as it feels like it's okay to approach them. I don't go to any industry events. I mean, there's like 2 reasons. Quite frankly, one is I'm just a little guy, so like, you know, I don't really have any business being there. So it's not like I'm like have invite, but in cases where I have been invited, I don't typically go because it's just really difficult for me to want to go to something like that. I personally, okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, and I know it's stupid, okay? And I think a lot of people agree with this, but I think the funnier thing is that because of the position I'm in. But I hate networking events. I hate mixers and stuff like that because you just do the whole small talk circle jerk into trying to like network with someone, and you're trying to pretend that you're trying to make a genuine connection with them, but then in reality everyone knows that you're there to actually like try to like network and improve your you know, your connections and whatever, and that's at the end of the day that's just what it is, and that's fine, I think. But I don't like the fact that, you know, people pretend that's not what it is, right? And I know that it sounds like extra stupid of me as someone who's literally a business major, right? Like, I'm literally getting my MBA and I still think this. Every time I'm like required to go to like a industry mixer for my program, I'm like so not happy. Oh my god, there's been a few where I just don't actually do anything. I basically go there, eat the free food, like listen to whatever like seminar talk or whatever it is that it's attached to, and kind of just spend and vibe with friends that I'm already close with, and I'm like, all right, I'm good, peace out. I just don't like it. I just maybe I'm too fucking autistic, who knows. I hate small talk. I hate pretending to do something that, like, I hate beating around the bush and like false intentions. I would rather approach someone and be like, hi, I'm Miao, I'm a VTuber, I would love to work with you one day, right? Like, I'd rather do that than like, or then be like, oh, you know, like, what do you do for work? Or like, you know, what kind of projects have you been working on? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't want to fake being interested in something that they have to say if it's not actually relevant. And like, sometimes you have to network ladder, right? So you have to like talk to certain people before you can get to someone else, and I think that's stupid. Like, that's the part where I'm like, you have to pretend you actually are interested in like the people who would lead you to the connection you're trying to get to. I hate that song and dance. I hate that. I'm usually not there as a VTuber. I'm usually there as a videographer / producer. Yeah, I mean, the only mixers I've really gone to are the artist ones, TBH. My goal is to find people with ideas to make so I can figure out how we can make them. That makes sense. Yeah. Like, I think because I hate networking, like events and stuff like that, I'm quite proud to say, like, I'm quite good at cold calling people. I've had quite a lot of success with cold calling people to, like, for an event, for example, like to get a speaker to an event, or for a sponsorship and stuff. And so I would much rather do that than I would try to network, because at least when you cold call someone, you're really upfront about what you're asking from them. You're very upfront. It's like, hi, this is who I am. I would love to connect with you for this specific reason. If you are interested in this mutual thing, I would love to be able to work with you. And then, like, this is how, you know, this would go. I think the very straightforward, no bullshit cold calling is infinitely better than networking. Because in my opinion, especially in a space like VTubing, I think like networking is important. I do agree. But the way that I've networked in VTubing, I've never gone to a VTubing like networking or industry mixer or anything like that. Every connection and person that I've met is like through another person and just being like a decent human being, you know, or I guess a decent cat. I don't know, you know, it's just kind of like That's just how it is, right? And so I just think that it's not always necessary to try to join the circle jerk at an industry event just to try to get a leg up, you know? I would much rather invest that time and energy into something else. Yeah. That's definitely also an approach for sure. I've been both. Yeah. I mean, like, of course, like, there's benefits to both and there's, like, you know, cons to both. But that's just my preference. At the end of the day, that's just, like, I just prefer that. I think that it feels more honest. And I think that's a big thing for me. 'Cause I'm not really a fan of the false niceties and shit like that. I think it's too bullshit. And maybe it comes from, like, you know, being in STEM from before, but it's just not really it for me. I'm not a fan. I'd rather do other things. I'd rather invest my time elsewhere. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't think that's, like, inherently a hot take. I think a lot of people dislike networking events, but I do think if you are a person who, like, is very avoidant about networking events, you have to compensate to network with people in other ways, right? So that's kind of what I mean by, like, I think that as, like, a mutual exchange type of thing, I definitely prefer, like, you know, reaching out in other ways than you know, yeah. And then I think this is, like, not a problem exclusive to the VTubing space, but I do think it's a very prevalent problem in the VTubing space. But, like, the whole, I think I saw, like, a lot of people posting about this, like, a few weeks ago or something, but it's the whole, is a collab, like, a networking thing, or is it friends, or what is it, like, you know, what is the outcome of a collab? And sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, a collab is just a collab. It's not inherently, like, to, you know, it doesn't mean you're friends, and it doesn't inherently mean you're networking. But, like, again, I think there's some people go into a collab with the assumption that it's one or the other, instead of it being the hidden third option, neither. Sometimes you're just part of a collab, and you're just someone who is connected to or invited to by somebody, but, like, it does not mean inherently that you are given the green light to, like, try to reach out and befriend another person there or whatsoever. And so I just saw a lot of people posting about, like, etiquette for that. Like, is it okay / normal to think this or that for about it? And I think part of that uncertainty and lack of knowledge just comes from the lack of experience in, I guess, real world things. I don't know. I think there's just a lot of very young VTubers or VTubers who've never had a job outside of VTubing or a career, and so it's just like they're very different social norms out in society than in the VTubing space, and so, you know, those things also still impact things within the VTubing world, but whatever. I definitely think it's a... What is YMMV? I get a lot of work opportunities by putting my name out there. By the same token, I don't think me going as a VTuber would be much beneficial because I'm also just a little guy, and they found I'm a VTuber as the funny on the side. Yeah, I'm just a little guy. I always just tell people I'm just a little guy. Like, I've met so many people, and I've had Kuno just yell at me about this because I'm just like, I'm just a little guy. I'm just here, you know? And he's like, stop fucking saying that, right? Because, like, obviously I stream and I do art and all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, like, I think for me, the amount of people who have just essentially turned me away from even, like, social things, like, socially turned me away because I'm just a little guy is very high, actually, and I don't mind it. I'd rather not interact with someone who's, like, chasing numbers, right? So, like, thanks for self-filtering, guy, but yeah, I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little guy, and that's why I think there's been a lot of people who get really confused about my, like, who I'm mutuals with, because it's like, why the fuck are you mutuals with this, like, really prominent person? It's like, I just met them, man. I just met them and talked to them, and then they were like, what's your socials? And I was like, oh, I'm in here, and they're like, oh, shit. and you know, like that leads to another thing, and then we talk, and then we become friends and whatever. So yeah, I'm just a little guy. I'm just like, the fact that I have as many mutuals as I do with people who normally I think would not expect me to have just goes to show like the difference in like how I guess approach VTubing and socializing in the space and whatnot. Also, hi Rally, how are you? The art is looking super cute. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to draw Sua. It's been a process. I've been doing a lot of redrawing on a lot of things on both this one and the Mizi piece. Oh, your mileage may vary. Oh, I've never seen it like abbreviated like that before. Interesting. What software are you using? I'm using Clip Studio Paint. Clip Studio Paint Pro, but the non-subscription one, the perpetual software version. I never did the subscription to get the updates and stuff, so my my Clip Studio is like forever stuck in like some antiquated you know, software, and you know, that's okay. It's fine. It does what it needs to do. So emotionally, I'm okay with that. But definitely not the most up-to-date. Don't get all those like crazy features that they announce sometimes. I just need the program to draw and draw nice, like be useful and easy to manage. So Clip is just kind of what I use because I use Manga Studio when I started off with drawing. Just looking for something free and on Windows. Oh, okay, so here are some really good ones that I actually tried out and I used for a really long time. So there is Fire Alpaca, which is really popular. You know, I think I remember it being recommended a lot eons ago because it was just a very solid program and a lot of good features and stuff like that. And if you're just using it on Windows, that's great. The other one that I think is really great for people to try out, if especially you are going to do like cloud storage and multiple platforms, like for example, when I was using this program, I used it on like my mom's iPad mini and then also my computer when I had it, is Medibang Paint. Medibang Paint. MEDIBANG Paint. And then Fire Alpaca. I think both of these are great options that are free. The cloud storage version of Medibang Paint is also free. I believe you get some amount of space just like built in, and you can subscribe to get more or whatever. But I just find that it's useful to like transfer files between platforms and then or devices, and that's all I need for, and then I can delete it. But yeah, I would definitely recommend either of these two. Yeah, no problem. I used them a lot when I first started. I tried a lot of different programs when I first started doing digital, because I did a lot of research. Excuse me. Oh my god, I just like burped into the mic, I'm sorry. I did a lot of research when I first started doing digital because, you know, I came from a background of doing traditional art, and so for me, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking like invest money into some program if I don't feel like it's gonna do me any good, because, you know, I'm so used to not purchasing some supply until I'm confident in it, because I confident and tried it, because otherwise, you know, you're wasting your money on it. That's just like, I guess, the mindset from doing like things traditionally. So I will say I was like a little bit of a sailor when I first started, but that was just because it was like, you know, which is how I came across Manga Studio. And I really liked the program, and I really, really enjoyed using it, and I felt like I would describe it to people who knew about it as like Photoshop, but geared towards artwork more than it is to like other things, you know. I knew how to use Photoshop, and I tried drawing in Photoshop because I had done a lot of like photography and editing and whatnot, but I just didn't, I was never comfortable with drawing in Photoshop for like a few reasons, so I never really got into that. So yeah. And then, I think when I went to undergrad, I was like, shit, what is that program called? And I looked it up and I couldn't find it. And I was like, so sad. I was like, is Manga Studio gone? And then I met some people, I met some friends, the people who I did Artist Alley with at the very beginning, like April and and Rose Gold Jelly and all of them, and they were like, oh, you could use Clip Studio. And I launched the program for the first, I bought the license at the time because it was perpetual, there was no subscription in the very beginning, right? And I was like, Medipe? Or not Medipe, Manga Studio? Is that you? My long lost love? And it was the same, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that they rebranded, and that's why, like, little, like, you know, baby Miao could not fucking find it for the life of me. So that's kind of how I ended up using Clip, and then they announced the subscription tier, and I was like, I don't really need that. I'm okay. I'm good. I also like perpetual licenses more than subscription programs for a lot of reasons. I think the problem for me is that I feel like there's a lot more budgeting that goes into subscriptions than it does for using a perpetual license. And while that's fine, I think for some people, and it's like, oh well, it's kind of like fucking Klarna-ing or credit carding your program or whatever, you know, like to some degree. And you also don't need to pay for the whole program if you don't want to use a subscription anymore. But I'm like, at some point, the program costs more to continue the subscription than it did if it was just a perpetual license. I don't need anything fancy. Again, like I don't need anything crazy. Even in like Clip, I use pencil ink, which is this brush I'm using right now, which is a copy of the original darker pencil that existed in Clip Studio like a long time ago. I think I got rid of it when they opened the subscription, but someone made like a mimic version, and then I just tweaked it a little bit, and that's what I use to do like a lot of my sketches and stuff. And I got that from like the free Clip Studio assets thing. I use this chunkier, this chunkier one, this textured pen, every now and then, also free, and those are the two pencil ones I use, and then I use G Pen. I just use the G Pen for like actual line art. That's it. And then I'll use dense watercolor for rendering. That's all I got for you guys, you know. So yeah. And my industry work is locked into the full Adobe suite, so that leaks all my damn money. I don't miss that. I don't miss being a photographer and fucking having to deal with Adobe and all the bullshit that it comes with and all the licenses and whatever. I don't miss that. I have hopped on the, what is it called? DaVinci Resolve and Darktable trains, and I have not looked back, and I have never been happier. That was like genuinely so great, so fantastic that that those exist, and I don't need to deal with Photoshop. And also, like, a lot of things export in like Photoshop file types now, so like Clip Studio, even you can import and export in the Photoshop format, and I think you should be able to also export things if necessary from DaVinci into the Photoshop Premiere format. I can't remember what it's called, honestly, but it's been a long time since I've done any kind of like stuff like that. So I remember at one of my old jobs, I was like, hey, can I get access to the Adobe suite? Because I'm not paying for, like, they wanted me explicitly to use it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it, but like you have to pay for the subscription because there's ain't no way I'm fucking paying for that. And so like they shelled out the money to like give me the subscription and all that stuff, and I was like, hype, that's fucking stonks. That's great. But yeah, I'm very anti-Adobe. I think it's a requirement at this point in time to be anti-Adobe if you are it's fucking anti-establishment, anti-Adobe, when, you know, they really drilled in the expensive subscription model, and I'm like, that it already was so inaccessible, right? But before like the subscription thing existed, I was like, you know, little baby Miao was like, all right, I'm gonna save up money for my job and buy like this program so I can use it. And that's what I did for Clip Studio, or Manga Studio, I guess. And you know, I was like, I can, you know, put aside money from my paycheck and get this thing. But instead, with all these subscription services, it's not like that. It's like, yeah, sure, you can like do that and you can portion out a part of your paycheck every month or whatever, but like that's a part of your paycheck every month. And I think that's dumb. Oh shit, okay, I will save. Oh shit, I also don't have my water bottle in here, so I'll go grab that real quick. But thank you for the redeems. I'll be right back and grab my water. I only have coffee here and I feel like I should actually get water. Ugh. Sorry, chat, I robbed you of your streamer. Real. Everything is moving to subscription models. Yeah, it's really, it sucks. And that's why I will say, something that I would love to like emphasize to people, like I appreciate when people subscribe to me. And I think it's very nice, but I also think it's like super not necessary. I think the main benefit is that you like don't have to deal with ads. But if you're looking for a way to like genuinely support me and don't want to give money to Bezos and Amazon and stuff, I do have like a shop. I have commissions. These are like other options. I mean, obviously, like again, it's more expensive to buy something, I mean, depending on what it is, than it is to get a Twitch sub. But the price of subscription is going up, and so, you know, if you want a pin or a charm or a sticker from me, and then you actually get something back, then like that's fantastic. It's like the you receive cool item, I receive money. So I find that like a lot more fair than like a subscription. But I also get like ads are annoying, and you know, when you're kind of forced to run ads, I don't blame people for all that bullshit. So I was supposed to be here another half hour before football, and now I have to go do something early. No, it's okay, Brad. I'll be around for an amount of time. I don't know how long your practice is, but I will be. I'm hoping to try to finish Sua on stream. I know that that's probably overly ambitious, but we're gonna fucking try anyway, okay? There's a huge difference between subscribing to support an artist/creator versus paying a corporation for your damn program to keep your job. Yeah, that's also true. I mean, like, obviously I also agree with that too. But that's kind of still in line. I think it's still in line to say, like, I'm not someone who am gonna go out of my way to ask people for a sub, you know? Like, I've never really pushed for like the Prime sub or anything, which I think with like Prime sub is maybe the only one that I think would make sense to, because I think you get like a bigger cut or something, or I get a bigger cut, question mark. I don't really know. Fuck, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm of the opinion that I'm very glad that I am fortunate enough to basically maintain my business and maintain my life, I guess, as a streamer, content creator, and an artist, with using like programs that I prefer to use. You know, I'm not forced to use anything in particular, so I greatly appreciate that. Also, I don't have the most time. Unfortunately, a coworker just had a surprise surgery, so I'm having to shuffle my week around so we can ensure still coverage for the. No problem. I absolutely understand. I appreciate y'all stopping by and hanging out for a little bit. is this like? Oof. Maybe if I do it like... Hold on, I don't like how this looks. I'll redo this part in a second. Alright. Okay. Yeah. And like, too, I also just honestly appreciate like anyone who takes time out of the day to stop by and hang out with little me. Because I think it's very nice. I think I really do enjoy streaming. I think there's the reason why I get nervous before streams is even though I've been doing this for so long, is just because I want to make sure I'm in a mindset where I can provide people like good entertainment, or you know, like make people happy with the content I'm putting out. So you know, I get nervous because I'm like, what if I'm not gonna, what if today is the day where I fucking L everywhere? But obviously I think that's like a very silly mental, but sometimes you can't help it. Does this look fine? I'm trying to think. If her head is like tilted back slightly. Wait, let me hide this. Okay, first of all, I think her hair is too neat for what it is right now, so I need to like make it go around a little bit more, or make it messier. But I think I have to like move her bangs up a little bit. Wait, let me move this too. Okay, and then I need to do this. Hide this first. Let's see. You would see less of this part, and oops, this part would come out more. Does that make sense? Okay, and then I can move this around. Okay, and then let's add some messier strands. She's got a... Does she have like an ahoge? I don't actually know. Ooh. Her hair is kind of cut off a little bit in this. I don't really see one. I feel like her hair is not like that. Okay. I think maybe no ahoge for this. But I do think I need to make this a little bit messier. Also, actually, maybe fixing this part a little bit. Okay, and then oh, ouch. Is it that I need to do something like this more? Oh, I think this is. I think I need to shift it. How long is her hair? Her hair goes to like her collarbone, so maybe a little bit longer, like this. I don't want to make it too long though. And then let me just do this on another layer. What's the best way to go about this? I actually think that this one should have parts that go like this too. Because I feel like her bangs are a little too neat. Maybe? My toe is itchy. I think I got a bug bite on my freaking toe, man. Okay. I want to try to make some of this look like messy, but not like too messy. I want it to very much look like it's blowing in the wind, so I don't want it to be I don't want to be too crazy. Okay, wait. I think this needs to angle down more. Like this. And then I can erase these parts to make maybe like this. Have a little bit of this happening. And then, oops, and then this part. I feel like I maybe need to cut down on this part in some places. Maybe here as well. Is this weird if I do it like this? think maybe not this part. I think I'll erase this part. Is that right? Okay. I think this is okay. I think I can emotionally accept this. I say in before I fucking go back off stream and redo the whole thing again. Just kidding. I need to finish Sua today. I have like literally enough days to draw each of the characters. 1 day per character. It's doomed. It's so fucking doomed. There's no way that happens, right? There's no way I finish this right. All right. Oops. Dude, my toe is itchy and I don't know why, and it's really annoying me. Ah! Okay, at least her outfit and stuff is like really simple because she just wears like a white dress with a giant bow. So I think this will be basically, I mean, the hardest part will be rendering her hair and her eyes, I think, and then I just can go wee and then I'll be finished. Okay. Lock in, Miao. Okay. Let's just sketch out the rest of this real quick. I basically already drew the hands out from like my original sketch. She doesn't wear, oh, she does wear gloves. Okay, so. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing good today. I'm just here to try to finish this up before I run out of time. Wait, how does the sleeve look? Is it like just, it's like a balloon sleeve on both sides, right? So is it basically like this? I mean, it's probably more like this, but you're not gonna see this side. Right? Basically like that. So then I can do this and then erase this part. Got off work and gonna make dinner and vibe. Good luck with finishing. Thank you. Hope you eat some good food, make some good food. Congrats on finishing your workday. Okay. I think one thing I struggle with in terms of drawing hands isn't like drawing the hand shape itself, but like scaling a hand to the size of a person. I think I historically draw hands too small for the person that I've drawn it with. And so it's a little awkward. I feel like I always end up drawing the hand slightly too small, and I'm like, maybe that's not what it's supposed to look like. Also, as a side note, I am cropping these to be like this, and so that's one of the reasons why— oops, that's not what I wanted. One of the reasons why I want to make sure that the main parts are visible within the crop, and then I have a full version for when I'm gonna do the full like side by side, you know. So, and also just like having the extended artwork available is nice. But yeah. One second, guys. I'm gonna do a quick BRB just because my toe is really freaking itchy and it's like bothering me. I don't know why. I think I got a bug bite, so I'll be right back. Freaking toxic bug biting my toe, what the hell? Ah. I didn't realize bugs were into that. Yeah, my toe is freaking itchy, and I freaking frick. Ah! Alright. Oh yeah, so I updated my overlays, like, I don't know, yesterday? Or, I guess over the weekend. So I'm just trying to, like, experiment a little bit with, different things on the stream to see if it, like, I don't know, works any better. Let me crop the window to be the actual size of the artwork. And then increase this size so it's a little bit bigger. But I figured it would be some— oh my god, why is it not letting me? Okay. I just figured it would be maybe a little bit more helpful if I just had like the other window. I also honestly forgot that I could add the second window of the piece like on the page or like on another window, which helps so much with color correction, like color checking and color correction. Holy schmoly, I was so silly for not realizing it. Oopsies. But now, at least now, I have it and it's not being weird. Which I appreciate. I also like put in a bunch of orders for stuff for shop. So I have new thank you cards, which I'm excited about. And yeah. I did a lot of like admin stuff this past weekend. Trying to be on top of things, trying to lock in and try to catch up on some pending things. I've been cleaning my office too, and I don't know if anyone else has this problem, or I don't know if you want to call it a problem or habit or whatever you want to call it, but when I clean, everything gets super messy first. Like everything, like my office just becomes kind of a disaster, honestly. Cause I open a bunch of boxes cause I'm trying to like throw stuff away. Anything that was in bins or crates or whatever it is, gets chucked, gets taken out and sorted through. Cause I'm like, I don't want to just like do some superficial cleaning in my office. I want to make sure I throw away anything that I don't feel like I need anymore, which sometimes means that, I have to go through a bunch of other stuff. So, sorry, one second. I'm trying to find a layer to erase. Okay. Oops. But I basically dumped everything out onto my rug. So there's like a huge pile of stuff, like spread across my office floor, and it looks like I didn't even try to clean it. But there's also like a little tiny empty circle from where I sit on the floor while I'm cleaning. But I finally cleaned my desk. I can actually like manage my desk right now. Okay, I say I cleaned my desk, but then I got fucking packages in, so there's like a pile of, or not packages, but the new thank you cards, so that's in like a small little pile. Ah, but why did I do that? Anyway, so my office is getting clean. I'm slowly getting there, but I have to tornado everything before I can get my stuff cleaned. And it's really, I don't know if I'm like the only one who just like takes everything out when I gotta clean, but my mom when I was younger would be like, Meow, your room looks like a tornado hit it. And yeah, and unfortunately I have to agree. And then she'd get really, really mad at the fact that she would get mad because she'd be like, see, you obviously know how to clean. Why can't you just maintain the cleanness? And I'm like, I just, you know, I just have to have a little chaos, and then because the chaos will bother me, then I'll like fix everything, you know? Some cleaning is better than no cleaning. Yeah, but the thing is, what happens is like there'll be like boxes of stuff, and technically the room is like kind of organized and there's just a few piles of things that need to be sorted. But then instead I like spread the piles out all over the floor and like open the bins and boxes to like go through everything and like recycle and trash and give away and all this stuff. And it just takes up so much space and time, and it's like, Meow, like, was this actually necessary? Was this actually necessary to do in order to clean? And it's like, no, probably not, but at least at the end of the day, the stuff is gonna be, I'll have less stuff to be messy later, you know? Which I think is very convenient. But it's like a future thing, right? So my current situation is that my office is messy, but it's getting to a point where it's cleaner. So that's all that matters, I think. Yeah, when I was younger, I've had contact OCD my whole life, right? My parents used to like make fun of me for it because and they would be like, oh my god, Meow, you're such a germaphobe, like why are you so scared of everything? And so then my mom would always be like, Meow, how can you be a germaphobe when your room is so messy? And it's like, okay, but like messy is not the same, because my room is clean, like, you know, sanitary, but it's just got stuff in places. That's different. Mama Cat never understood. She was not pleased. And so when we moved to a new house and I got a different room in high school and like a different room in the house, I completely like fucking deleted like everything. I went for like the super minimalist aesthetic in my room. I thought it was really cute. I got to design my own room, which was really nice and like kind of a callback to what I wanted to do a long time ago. The jobs that I wanted to do throughout high school and like, or I guess like grade school through high school, like all the different career paths I had considered. It's so funny. There's like so many of them, but one of them definitely was like an interior designer and stuff, or an architect. And then I learned about how much physics goes into being an architect, and I was like, actually, never mind. And then interior designer, I was just like, I'm not I don't have rich people taste, unfortunately, so I don't think this is gonna be any good for me. So I designed like a really nice minimalist room, and I threw away so much stuff. I like threw away and donated like everything. So then it became, this room can't be messy if there's not anything in it to be messy, because I have only 2 pieces of furniture in that room, and that's a desk and a bed, and then everything else is there's a wall shelf with books, and it's completely like covered in books, so you can't like put stuff on it. And there's like a shelf by the entryway with like hooks for my backpack, and again, you can't really put shit on it because it's like decorative stuff. So there was nowhere to like make a mess in that room. So, you know, the room, whenever I go visit Mama and Papa Cat now, though, I'm like, the room feels kind of sterile, because I definitely am not like that now. I definitely don't have the super minimalist aesthetic now. I don't think my stuff is messy, but I have allowed myself the enjoyment of having things that I enjoy displayed, and whatnot, like books that I like figures I like, little knickknacks from friends and stuff like that. And I find that I'm somebody who, if I can see it, I know that I have it. And if it's like somewhere in a box or somewhere I don't go through often, I'll maybe remember that I have it, but that's not guaranteed. So, so I've gone to like reorganizing my stuff in a different way, and it's been pretty helpful. And it's also helped me kind of understand for myself what stuff I don't really need anymore. Like, what are some things that I own that are relics of the past that I don't really feel like have any sentimental meaning or whatever. I just kind of collected junk. And I've been kind of trying to go through all that stuff. And that's been pretty helpful. Honestly, it's very cathartic to do that. Because it's been so many years, right, since I've used a lot of these things, and there was an amount of that I did when I moved, but, you know, when you're moving, yeah, there's a lot of, like, cleaning and organizing and stuff that goes into it, but at some point, in the throwing stuff out phase, because you're moving, hits the, oh shit, the move is happening really soon, and then just everything goes into boxes, like, regardless, and unless it's very obvious that you have to throw it out, it's like, you just have it. It's just there. It's gonna be in a box, and now you're gonna have to deal with it. So I have a lot of that going on. So I've been trying to deal with a lot of that. There was like several boxes because that I had not emptied since we've moved, like, you know, a year ago. As it goes, right? So I've been trying to get through those boxes, and then set up the warehouse in the garage a little bit better, because it's fine, but it's not the most organized. Because right now my office has too much of things that should be in the garage as a warehouse, but I'm like, don't want to put it in the garage because the shelving and stuff isn't entirely set up for all the merch. I think Sua is pretty flat. Can't really tell with her dress, but I don't think she's very... How old are the kids in Alien Stage? I actually have no idea. I don't even know if this makes sense. Does her proportions make sense? Because I draw it at a slight angle. I draw with my tablet like a kind of like a painting easel. This is way better and healthier for you than like shrimping over your desk. Especially because I already sit with my legs in my chair when I'm working. So I definitely... hold on, how do I want to do this? I definitely feel very confused about sometimes the perspective of things. Gets a little fucky wucky, you know? Okay. Whoops. Let's... Okay, and then if I were to crop this to be like this. I think this is fine. How does this compare? I think her face is... I kind of want to change the shape of her lips and stuff, but I think this is fine. Okay, then let's start with the... Oh, this is the old eyelashes. Delete that. Alright, time to actually do the line art and shit. Okay, I am attempting to do like very light, thinner line art. So my pen is pretty thin, but I'm just using G pen. I'm gonna start with the eyes. I kind of always do. They make me happier to draw. And I feel like it's something that I require to start with because it's like, oh, well, you know, it's like, kind of gives insight into like, to confirm if the perspective is okay and whatnot, so. Basically the way I've been drawing eyelashes and eye shapes and stuff for all these pieces, which I've been also enjoying the shape of it and like how it looks, but basically I'm doing like an eyeliner, like a thick line eyeliner for the actual waterline. I'm treating it a little bit more like you would makeup, right? So there's the lines, and then I'm just gonna fill that in. Oh, that's a really large eraser. I don't need an eraser that large. Okay, and then just making sure it's all smooth. And then I'll do the eyelashes next. This is again my PSA for anybody. Please design more characters with downturned eyes. I think they're so cute and I need to practice drawing them more because holy shit, did I have a hard fucking time finding good references for like really cute downturned eyes. I feel like a lot of people, including myself, like the more upturned cat eye look. I feel like for me it makes sense, right, for my design, but I really like how like the droopy eyes look. I just think it's a very like sweet, innocent appearance. So I'm a fan. We need more of that shit. Please and thank you. Okay. Okay, and then I think what I'll do too is try to get these bottom eyelashes. I'm gonna do these a little bit different than I did the Mizi ones because I think she has a lot heavier of eyelashes, so it'll do it kind of similar but not entirely the same. And that's really thick. Maybe like that. Oh, I feel like that's still a little bit off. I need to change the angle of this. Okay. Why is the sus in sus stand for sadness? It says Sua, doesn't it? Did I misspell Sua's name? No, it's Sua. Her name is Sua. It's okay. I can see why you thought that it said sus. Sua is not like a common name anyway, so fair and understandable. I'm like, should I not do the eyelashes like solid? Should I make them like a lot wispier? I feel like I'm gonna do that. So me, my son, Mizi, you're gonna have very different eyelashes than your wife, than your girlfriend. I mean, it's fine. Sua's not a popular name, and if you haven't watched like Alien Stage, then definitely think you probably wouldn't know. Oh, that's a little long. I'm trying to like even out the spacing a little bit. I want her like heavier bottom eyelashes to stand out, but I don't want it to be like too crazy. So okay. And then da-da-da-da. Oh, actually, I'm gonna leave this one. Okay. Okay, that's that eyelash, and then I'm gonna go to the real, like the pencil ink, the darker pencil, to do the like eyelid slash lashes. And this is like the actual eyeliner part, I guess. God, moving sideways is so confusing. Okay. And I'm using the darker pencil instead of the G pen for this because I don't want it to be entirely solid for when I go to color the line art and whatnot. Because this one should be a little more noticeable as something different. Okay. And then I can double check by checking this. So me and my stupid names for my things. Okay. I just saw like several pieces where people who drew like a really heavy line for the eyelashes and then lightened up the rest of it. I just really liked how that looked, so I wanted to try it for these pieces. And so far, I'm a fan. So far, I am enjoying it. OMG, happy birthday! Why didn't you tell me it was today? Chad, can you believe she hides her birthday from us, bro? Meadows. SMH. My birthday is public. My birthday is on my card. What do you mean I hid my birthday from you? It is not my birthday. Oh, is it? Is it actually my birthday? Checking your card right now? Yeah. Definitely not my birthday, but that's okay. If you want to think it's my birthday, you can stay delusional. That's okay. Never leaving my comfort zone. You can stay delusional. That's okay. Or illiterate. Either of the two is fine. It's your birthday every day then? I'm going to go through my 9 lives way too fast if my birthday was every day. I don't think I can handle that. Let's be real. I only have 8 left. Like I can't have a birthday every day. I would age too fast. You died once already? I did. Crouching Tiger, hidden Miao lore. It's actually not hidden. I think I mentioned it a few times. How? You'll have to wait till I release my lore video. Which is definitely not in progress at this time because I have a lot of other things to focus on, but yeah. Go play games? Okay, okay, good luck. Good luck with games. Yeah, I do only have 8 left, including the one I'm currently in. Don't worry, my lore is not like tragic or anything. I think it's nice for the most part. I don't think it's like super sad or anything like that. It's I think it's pretty normal. There's like maybe one part that's like that sucks, but that's it. But I really do want to do that stream where like on the day of my like actual debut and lore reveal and stuff like that, I want to read everyone else's headcanons for Miao lore. I think it'd be so funny. You died of sadness when you realize you'll never be able to draw hot women, born to draw Gunner Bay, forced to draw kawaii chibis. Oh my god, that would be my life this time if that was the case. My VTuber lore is actually very tied with my my own actual life, and so I thought of ways to integrate it. Obviously I haven't died IRL, hopefully, probably, maybe, I don't know, but there's a lot of components to it that are pulled from my life. Yeah. No, I'm not a zombie. I had lives on backup, man. I couldn't reload the save, but it wasn't game over yet. I'm definitely, maybe if you consider the fact that I'm perpetually exhausted, then maybe I am a zombie, but outside the cat life? No, weren't you here when I said when a VTuber goes offline, they poof from the world? They literally disappear. They don't exist anymore. They have to communicate with you on social media and stuff through the ether, through the void. But they're using up their minutes when they do. Zom 100? Is that Mob 100? Okay, let me this onto here. And then this one. Okay. No, you're okay. It's okay if you didn't know. Most people don't know. But that's why, like, VTubers can only exist in online spaces, and then Offkai is cool because then the VTuber is actually able to, like, be released from the ether for the, like, one time a year to go interact with the world IRL. That's the only time. It's our only opportunity to touch grass. It's why Offkai has so many VTubers there. It's like, if you can't go to Offkai, that's like your only chance. I think they've created Vexpo as well, though. I think they're like starting to make more opportunities for VTubers to enter the real world, like opening portals and shit, but there's not a lot. Offkai is the OG portal. Okay. Okay. This is gonna test me for real about drawing hot men, though. Because there's 3 in this one. There's, Till, Ivan, and I always forget the last guy's name. I'm so sorry. What's his name? Fuck. Guys, what's the blonde hair guy's name? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I am not remember. I am not remember. I don't remember his name. It's actually, how do I never remember his name? Anyone remember the blonde guy's name? Cause the other girl's Hyuna. What the fuck is his name? Alien Stage? What's the guy's name? What's the blondie's name? Alien Stage characters. Luca! Oh my god. Holy schmoly, how is it that I never remember his name? Fucking crazy. This goes to show the one straight man in Alien Stage. I'm like, that's cool, but I'm here for the gays. The girls and the gays. So there's that part. Ugh. How did I draw Mizi's nose? I did not draw like that. I drew it more actually like, oh my god. Ugh, tiny nose. Ugh. My chair. Okay, I don't know what kind of face I want to make her have. Like, I could do like the soft smile, but there's also like other ideas. I could do like the closed mouth smile. I feel like that's like very sweet. But then there's also like this smile with teethies, like the soft smile with teeth. I drew this mouth backwards. What the how did I do that? Actually impressive. Let's... How do I... What part did I... Let's just hide this, because it's not going to be what I draw. I feel like this might be Yandere's smile. I don't think she's very yandere. I think she's very like sweet. There is a more yandere character. I think one of the oh my god, which one's which? Ivan and Till. Till is the one who's more yandere, I think. Hold up. Oh, other way. Ivan is. Dude, how is my brain so fucking cooked? I like literally only remember the MV. Also my favorite one. But I am not a rememberer of things, and I am mildly a fraud. I died in my game, I blame you. Why me? I said good luck. Is it because I'm a black cat? This is supposed to be Black Cat Appreciation Day? Not yell at the cat for dying day? Hello? I think I want to make the smile a little smaller. No, it's because it's not your birthday, apparently. You were just thinking about it the whole day. Oh, this whole time. You got distracted thinking about how it's not my birthday, and then you were like, fuck, and then you died. Seems like a skill diff, though. Is this right? Yeah, okay. I think about it every day. Oh my god, you think about me every day? That's so embarrassing. Hazukashi. Alright. Oops. No! Alright. Let's start drawing the hair, I think. I got ads, but I was going to say I'm pretty sure that your reason I'm not in Pro League right now, so thanks. Y'all, I don't even play League of Legends. That might be it. The only time I've played League of Legends on stream is when I'm like drunk. I think I've only played drunk League of Legends. So League of Legends is not a game. I don't know why. There's a good amount of people who are like, yeah, I'm sure Miao is like crazy good at League. Bro, my level in League is like 50 something. I've only played League drunk. I've only streamed it a handful of times. What else? I worked in esports, but I had no control over whether or not you're pro or not. That's just the skill diff, bro. Sounds like a you problem. Drop in briefly to say hi. Hello, hello. Make Mania? Is that your tag. If you stop feeding, like, then you win games. It's so easy. Damn, that's crazy. It might be true, actually. Who knows? Well, you can still lose games without feeding. You can still int. Although honestly, I'm not like I'm not one to talk because I literally play a hard champion for fun hee funnies, so I'm definitely the person who probably feeds sometimes just because I wanted to play the silly funny champion. I've literally ever touched League. The first time I played League was right before I went to the LCS. Who's your silly funny champion? I play Zoe. MOBAs are gross to me? That's fair. Not for everyone. Yeah, Zoe's my silly funny champion. And I have a good fucking time. I'm gonna miss like 80% of my E's, but when I hit the bubble, oh, it feels so good. I actually used to play Pokemon Unite. I did play Pokemon Unite though. I got to Masters on stream, but I think I've had Masters like 3 times, question mark? I don't quite remember. I haven't touched the game in so long, but it's been a minute since I've played. Unite is a fun, casual, silly game for sure, though. Oops. With the way League, it feels like it's for everyone. It's for everyone. No, I don't really agree with that. I'm not about to play a game just to not feel left out enough. Honestly, I think there's a good number of people who don't play League and not interested. But also it just depends on the space you're in. I think that a lot of people who are really into video games have probably touched League at least once in their life. And that's maybe true. At least I should say any, like, PC gamer, maybe? I wouldn't say I feel inherently the same about, like, if you're a console gamer, like, console exclusively. But I think most PC gamers probably have touched League at least once in their life, whether by choice or not. But I just played to learn the game enough to be able to work in the industry. Yeah, but I didn't really play the game itself. I claimed my tag and called it a day. When I was in college, I knew some normies who ended up playing League and a handful of times because they were always nerds you can befriend. Yeah. I was literally in the gaming org on campus, which is how I ended up getting into esports in the first place. So then I ended up playing some League just to become like better friends with some people and connect better with some people, but I didn't play all that much. I played a lot more FPS games. Like, I was really into Overwatch at the time, so that was like what I spent my time doing. But you know, that's still a little different. But also one of those like community games that typically, or games that have a pretty solid community in person when you go to college, so. But then as soon as I got to college and when I was working like in esports and stuff is basically when I stopped playing any of those games. I don't know what it is, but like there's something about working in the industry that makes you just like allergic to the game. I think Rav was talking about it with me the other day, or like another stream, how like there's no, like once we started playing or once we started working in it, it's like actually games boring. Games are just work now. But it took me a little bit of time to get used to playing games, or like feeling okay about playing games and not feeling like I was working. But once I did, it felt really nice to like be able to just like be silly again and not have to think too much about like working and whatever, you know? Because there's not a part of my brain that's continuously thinking about like, oh, like how would this work for socials? Like how would this clip be, you know, would this play be something clippable? Like, you know, that kind of thing. Just having that back of mind all the time is kind of exhausting. Because you, even when you play for fun on your own, you still have a little bit of that in your head. Because there's like the there's like the component of it being very actually, I'm gonna read you this part. There's the component of it being like, oh, it's good to just be aware so you can do better. You can do your job better. So I think there was a lot of that, at least for me. I wonder if this would look better if I just made it like the flat, blunt cut part of her bangs. Maybe. Okay, I'll just do it on the other side, I think. I think maybe here I'll want to do it. Okay, I think I like that, and then maybe I do want to change how this looks. Maybe I'll do it like this. Does that look fine? Not quite. Maybe like this. This is too high up. And then let's do this. And then make this go like that. Would it be better to erase this part too? Is that weird? I'm trying to think. Huh. I'm doing a lot of like changing on the spot too. I feel like this always happens to me. I feel like I always end up like changing a bunch of shit as I'm drawing, which is fine, but I'm also like, yeah, what the fuck? Make up your mind. Okay. 1 second, guys. Oi. Does this look fine? Every time I'm drawing, I'm like, does this look normal? Oh, excuse me, I'm getting attacked by yawns. Oh my god. I'm gonna finish this today, but I don't know if I'll be able to finish it on stream. I'm gonna be honest. I'm too fucking tired. I feel like I need to hit the nap soon. Oops. I also need to like fix some of the thickness and the line variance. It's like, for example, I want these parts to be heavier wherever it's having like a connection, where there's a overlay of 2 lines. And then especially like down here, I'd want them to be like especially thick. There was a post that I saw like a long time ago that had like this cat, and it was like world's sleepiest soldier, and I received that like post like 5 times from different people. I was like, wow, so this is really what I'm known for, huh? Just the sleepiest motherfucker. That's okay. There are worse things to be known as. Being the world's sleepiest soldier, or God's sleepiest soldier, is not... It's not inherently the worst label. It's rather apt, honestly. What the heck? Oops. Meow. Okay. Well, it's not the best transition of a line, but the best we can do, I think. Okay. Got the last word catalyst? Word catalyst? I don't know. I'm not a knower of things. I'm typically not a knower of things, unfortunately. Is this off because it's rotated? Or like, The strand is not going the right way. No, I think that's fine. I don't know. Maybe I want to, What if I, okay, this is gonna be a bit of a detour, or a change from what I was doing, but what if I added her ear here? I had her hair tucked behind her ear. First of all, lower, then flatten a little bit, because it's not like the ear sticks out all that much. Actually, with it rotated, it probably would stick out a little bit. Maybe like, and then I'll do like a, and then she has like really pretty like pearls. Oh, that's really thin. And then on this side, actually, you would see, oops, that's not what I wanted. You'd also see a little bit of her ear here. Right? And then another one of these pearls. And then I think that's better. Oh, thank you. I will do those things. I'm wondering if I made some of her bangs like too thick. Like if I should thin out her bangs a little bit, because it looks like she doesn't really have like blunt bangs. It's kind of like, it's kind of more just in the middle there's a bunch, and then it like tucks to the side. So I think I need to redo her hair a little bit. So we're gonna have to do that. So I'm gonna make a copy of this layer so I just have a backup. I typically, whenever I do big changes on like art pieces and stuff, I will I'll try to back up whatever it is. I'll just make a copy of that layer when I make the change, just so it doesn't get all like fucked up in the process, you know. Let's redo this part. I'll just erase this and erase these parts. And then let's also erase a lot of this, I think. Okay. Okay. The middle of her bangs is really wispy. So honestly, I'm just gonna, oops, where is hair? Okay, I'm gonna just redo the hair entirely, I think. Oops. I think that'll be easier. Okay, so if I were to draw like a hairline, so let's just give her a light hairline to work with. And then using this layer, let's go ahead and give her the wispy bangs. I'm wondering how I want to do this in terms of appearance. Okay, let's do the sides first, I think. Is that too little? Actually, I think it is. Okay. And then her bangs should go like this. Hold up. This. Okay. Actually, what's a better way to do this? Let me see. Okay, I have an idea. So if I do this, okay, I'm gonna turn up this, the size of the pen. Okay. And do I want to move her headband down, actually? I feel like I also want to do that. Okay. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. Trying to give her like wispy bangs, but like not make it too, I don't know. I want to make sure that they look cute still. I actually cut my bangs too short very recently. I was like kind of in a hurry. I was kind of in a hurry, and then I ended up cutting my bangs too short. And I was like, maybe I should have just waited. Maybe I should just waited to cut my bangs until I like was not as rushed, but alas, it is too late. Hopefully it's like fine by Impulse or Impulse OC. I think it will be, but a little silly of a situation I put myself in. Okay, now I'm gonna adjust the angles and stuff to make sure it's the right length and is even, and then I can also use the adjust line width and change certain line thicknesses. Oops. Okay, fix this one. Okay, now I can go to edit. I can rasterize, edit, convert brightness to opacity. Hello. Convert brightness to opacity. Please, why are you not? Oh my god, I used the wrong layer. Okay, I'm dumb. I was like, why is it not working? Me did not even click on the right layer. Edit, convert brightness to opacity. It looks like this. Yippee! And this looks a lot better, I think. And then I can just erase a little bit to make it like stand out a little better. I can do here, use a vector eraser still. And erase these parts here to make it connect. And that one I did not erase. Same thing here, erase here. And then, hold on, this one. Oh, these are strays from that one. Okay, and then, nice, congrats! Not your fault I'm great without your birthday. See, you don't need someone to make you great. You can do it all yourself. There's no way you're doing this on purpose. I come back and you roll ads. I didn't do anything. It's just it auto plays every, like, I don't know, half hour or something. I do not control when the ads are run. It is not up to me. It is up to the Twitch gods, and they don't like me. It was not my fault. I did not do anything. Part of me wonders if I should just, like, not have it like this. I don't know. Meadows, if you're still here, I don't actually trigger my own ads. I just, like, it's just on a preset schedule every half hour, I think. So I promise I'm not targeting you. Or anything of the sort. Ugh. Okay. 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 I can't figure out how I want to deal with her bangs and stuff. Here, let me just draw her head. Oops, that's not what. Okay, here we go. Let me draw her head real quick, or her, yeah, her face. And then maybe that'll help me with some stuff. Okay. And then, and erase this part, erase this. Okay. What if I did... Okay. This is so... My brain. Okay. Maybe this is a little bit better. And then maybe I can put a super thin piece of hair here. Her hair is so much harder than I thought it would be because it's actually not just freaking... It's not just like blunt bangs, man. Oops. Okay. I don't know what to do about like those random strands, but I feel like this left side has too many strands that are not being moved, so I feel like I still need to redo this. I feel like there's not enough movement for her short hair to be being pushed to the other side. I feel like I need to add a little bit more. A little bit more movement. Wait, that doesn't seem right either, because like this one's too long now. Why is this so confusing for me? Why, oh why is this so confusing? Maybe I'll go work on the other side and see if that helps me any better. Because I think it's kind of like this shape. Tilted it more. Out more. Okay, I think that makes sense. Okay, and then okay. I'm getting some amount of shape that I want from the hair now. Okay, definitely not this one. This one's like weird. Hold up. Erase this part. Erase these parts. Erase these. Ugh. Oh, that's the ear. I was like, what the f- Why is it not letting me erase this part? And it's the ear. Okay. 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 Is it starting to look more like her hair? Oh my god. Ugh. Part of me wants to get rid of this part. I'm not like a fan of this part. Urgh. Remove. Okay. that's the back, so this would not show. And then I don't need that part, and then oh wait, hold on, that's not connected. Okay, that's better. Ugh. Dude, I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm like so... I don't know why I'm so confused, and I also don't know why I'm putting in so much freaking effort into the freaking hair piece. Or like her hair. It like actually does not need to be this intense. I'm actually just overdoing it entirely, but that's fine, whatever. Okay, does this look fine? Okay, I think this is better. I think this is better, and I think this is the best we can do. I'm not gonna put infinite more time into this. That is not what I need to be doing. Where's that fucking line? Oh, this. Wait, what? Doko? Oh, it's here. Okay, 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 okay. I think this is better. I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Miao, just fucking, just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. It's fine. Oh wait, I want to erase this part and actually reconnect this part. Okay. Okay. I need to draw her pupils. Okay. God home music. Ugh. And then if I hide this, okay. How is it looking? I feel like her hair is really big. I feel like her hair's a little larger than I want it to be. I think... I don't know, is it? Is it actually, or does it just look like that because it... No, it is. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm gonna... Okay, I think... Okay, this is better. Oh, thank God. I've been like freaking trying to figure out how to make the hair look okay this whole freaking time. Feel better. It's so much more like needlessly complicated compared to Mizu's hair because Sua's hair is short. So I feel like if it's has any amount of movement when your hair is short and wind blows through it, your hair goes everywhere more because there's not as much weight to the hair, so everything just flies. Okay. We're good. We're gaming. Okay. Let's work on the clothes. Okay. Oops. I think I'm gonna start with the hand over here. And then there's still an amount of like line weight editing that I'll need to do. But I will do that at the end, I think. Oops. Okay. I feel like Sua looks way more way more like illustration than Mizi. This is Mizi and she's like very cute, soft, like squish, but then my Sua looks very, because her hair is everywhere. I'll probably when I go through and color the line art, I'll probably like reduce a lot of the lines, but I think it's just looks like a lot right now, so. Alright, I will save. Thank you for the redeems. I feel like this is a very good example of like, even though I'll do the sketch and then I'll do like basically 2 sets of sketches, that I'll end up editing everything anyway. Like I'll make a lot of changes for the end result. Something I think that I'm trying to teach myself a little bit more of, in terms of like art, since I'm doing a lot, although I said I was going to do less, like merchandise stuff because I'm kind of just, I'm taking time off of conventions and stuff, and so it's like, oh, well, I have more time to focus on like what I want to draw, and I am doing a little bit more of that, but at the same time, you know, not as much as I anticipated, but one of my goals is to try to be more patient with my art. Because I think part of drawing chibis is that you go kind of fast. You end up doing a lot and being able to get through a lot really quickly. And I'm not a patient person, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like very impatient actually. And so I'm trying to get myself to be more patient with myself when it comes to drawing and not feeling like I have to finish this within a certain time period or like limit myself on how long I can spend on a piece. It's like, even though I didn't intend to spend all too much time on each of these Alien Stage techies, like, you know, I also want to be happy with my work, which is why I ended up redoing Mizi so many times and why I redid Sua. I just find that even if I don't finish in the time frame that I want to or had anticipated to, I think it's still a good practice to be more patient with myself and this stuff, you know? So it's kind of the reason why too, like this year, whenever I go to rallies and stuff, I really haven't done any stamp rallies aside from Offkai, I think. Cause I think like there's a lot of rushing that goes into getting stamp rally art done, because it's like low priority and then suddenly it's the deadline and you gotta do a lot of shit, so I've been cutting down on the number of stamp rallies. Like, I'm not even doing any, I don't really think doing any during OC. Unless Tora has the Teimaku one, but like just basically running the existing stuff already. So it's nothing new. But I haven't done any new stamp rallies. Which I kind of appreciate, so I can focus on doing other shit. But yeah, that's what I've been trying to be a little bit more patient. Like even my I did a piece for like a Nova half body illustration thing for a postcard for a stamp rally for Offkai. And I took a long time to get through it. I was like really slow and very like working through pieces, like, you know, letting myself take my time basically. And I think I'm a lot happier with how that turned out than how it could have turned out if I like rushed it more. So it's like, if I want to really practice and get better at drawing something, like for example, like illustration stuff, like, you know, people, full bodies and stuff like that, I have to be okay with taking more time on it. I can't rush my way through. And I think I have a bad habit of doing just that, so a lot of my recent stuff has been just taking my time and letting myself redo stuff a million times if it means that I'm happier with the product and it looks better and looks right. But it's not inherently the easiest transition, I think. Especially because I'm not a patient person. I think that the whole discussion about like whether art is like a talent or a skill and blah 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 blah, and how, I don't know, there's the whole aspect of it that people are talking about, how AI helps you create or like lowers the barrier of entry and blah blah blah, and like, you know, all that. I feel like the biggest thing about art, like any kind of skill honestly, isn't the fact that it's like difficult to learn, but the part that keeps people from, you know, improving and doing the work and stuff is the amount of time investment you have to put into it. And I will say, like, time is something that isn't like, time is a very valuable resource and not everyone has a lot of it. So I think the part where, you know, you compare what people do, like how much artists draw versus like a normal person who wants to learn but like isn't willing to put the time into it, is literally just the difference in time that they are willing to invest into it. And like, you could make the excuse that you don't want to, you don't have the time for it, but it's like I think any artist can tell you that, especially if you're not doing this shit full time, you have to sacrifice something somewhere, whether that be like sleep or some extracurricular or hobby or whatever it is, in order to be able to invest the time that you want to put in to get better at doing art. It's not about, oh, I was born talented. I think there are some skills that you can, or like, I guess talents or innate ability or whatever you want to call it, that comes with getting better at art. Or that gives you a leg up to start with, but at the end of the day, it's like things like fine motor control, things like your visualization skills and your creativity and stuff. But regardless, like, it's not the things that I think people who complain or like who say art is like a innate talent or whatever think it is. I think the things that artists have over other things is the ability or willingness to put in the time and effort to get better. And I think that's most of it. Because when I compare my stuff to even like a few years ago, I think there's been substantial improvements because I have invested more and more time since I did move to doing art full time to getting better. And that was not the case when I was able to be, like when I was in college, I was not able to put that much time and effort into it. So it really is just like a time diff, you know? The sad thing about me doing not having as much time in college is that I didn't have time because I was a STEM major, and then I didn't even stay in STEM. Haha. But also, I think just people don't like when others just diminish the amount of effort and energy they put into doing something better and getting better at a skill. For something like art versus something like cooking or, I don't know, any kind of sport or anything, the difference between getting good at those and becoming a master of those is really just time. But the barrier of entry to art is way lower than people make it out to be, because you know, you can't really you can't get good at cooking without being able to afford the ingredients, and have the time. But art, you can start anywhere with anything. You can draw with a pencil and paper. That's what like a lot of people start with, and you don't need a million resources in order to start becoming better at art compared to other hobbies and skills and whatnot. So I really don't understand the arguments that people have against like the whole skill versus talent and all that stuff when it comes to art. And I'm just confused about the comparisons when a lot of hobbies require time and investment, and also like monetary investment. I think art is way more accessible than people make it out to be. That's not even addressing the part where people say, well, like, you know, if you use AI gen to do stuff, then you're like, it's helpful for people who aren't able to, or like who are disabled or whatever. And I kind of just laugh at that, because I think there's a lot of artists who have a disability in some way, shape, or form. There's even that person who went viral like multiple times because they actually destroyed their hand with the amount of time that they were spending drawing. So then they learned how to draw with their left hand, and then they ruined that hand too. And so they learned to draw with their foot because they were that dedicated to keep drawing. And it's like, how are you going to tell me that like XYZ disability is like keeping you from being able to learn how to do it? I think the only thing really keeping you is time and the willpower. I think there is a lot of ways to overcome like physical limitations when it comes to creating things in art. And that applies to like any kind of art too. Like even I think about, like, for example, like I'm a musician and I sing now too, and I'm hearing impaired. I can't really hear very well out of my right ear, and yet I'm still pushing through and trying my best to learn and compensate for that aspect of myself that makes it harder, but I'm still dedicated and I still want to learn and get better and things, and so I'm willing to put the time and energy into getting better, right? And like to improve my skills, and it's not something that's just gonna happen, and I definitely don't think I have innate skill in that. Hell, like if you've seen any like string instrumentalist first pick up their instrument, you would not say, oh, you're naturally gifted. Almost no one sounds like they don't, almost basically nobody doesn't sound, sorry, maybe backwards. Everybody sounds like a dying cat when they first start playing like an orchestral string instrument. It's just a canon event, man. So I don't know. I don't really understand. I have not yet seen any argument in favor of, like, or a legitimate argument that I feel like is not easily disputable against against, like, you know, art being accessible or non-accessible or whatever. Like, honestly, I just haven't seen anything, and so that's just where I've been at that. Oh my god, I realized that I've made her shoulder really fucked up. I think I need to shorten the shoulder a little bit. All right. I think that's the most I can get done right now. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. It's my nap time now, guys. Let's go find somebody to raid. Let's go ahead and raid Blur. He's doing his donathon, day 28 of his donathon. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. I will see you all maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow, honestly. But yeah, until then, I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, or whatever is wherever you are. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.